Hi everybody, I'm Karina Murphy from Game and Real Estate, and I'm sitting down today with Dan the Snakeman, the infamous and awesome reptile guru. You've seen him in many different places, festivals, parties, all over central New York, and today we're going to talk about how he got his start and what he actually does. How are you today, Dan?
Good, Karina, thank you.
Good.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. It's fun. We're sitting here at Greek Peak and we are in the water park, and we thought it would be a fun area to introduce some of his little friends to. So Dan, can you tell us, how did you get your start doing what you do?
You know, the easiest way to say it would be by accident.
Okay.
Me and my dad had a dairy farm in Marathon, New York, and both my parents were devout snake haters. And
Understandable.
Yeah, understandable, sure. Yeah. And I always told myself, you know, when I get out of the house, someday I'm gonna get a snake as a pet. And you know, it was one of those things that got started, and I, you know, got hooked, and you know, it was like kind of like a drug habit. Once you get started, and the next thing you know, you're out on the street trying to find any kind of snake you can find. It's a real mess. But to be honest with you, the whole show thing never really materialized until I did a couple of small schools, and the phone never stopped ringing.
I've been in the area since '95, and I think I've always known about you. I've seen you at Lime Hollow, I've seen you in Homer, I've seen you, I can't even list how many places I've seen you.
There was a pet store in Cortland that the owner was afraid of snakes. So I would go in on the weekends and help take care of the snakes, and this teacher brought her a couple of her children in, and I took a snake out and let them touch the snake and answered their questions, and the next thing you know, she calls me up and said, would you bring your snakes into my classroom and do the same thing you did in the pet store? I really thought it was just a quick, I'll do a few shows and that'll be it.
And this was 1990, which was 30 years ago.
That's right.
Wow.
I know.
That's really fun.
It's just amazing. People from that first year still remember the shows. The first name of the business was Snakes and Stuff. I did a show somewhere, I can't remember, maybe it was Lime Hollow, and they themselves took care of the snakes and stuff and just said, come see Dan the Snakeman.
So you have snakes, as we know, and I mean, everybody kind of knows there's this sort of iconic image of you that's around the area of the big yellow anaconda.
Burmese python.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My ignorance is going to just
No,
glow.
it's all right, I'm doing okay.
Okay, so a big yellow Burmese python, but you have lots of other reptiles.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Boo, the albino Burmese, has always been my I don't know, the thing that I'm known for, I guess.
Oh, it's impressive. I
Yeah,
mean,
he is.
he's clearly your biggest.
Mm-hmm. One of them.
One of them.
There's been 5
Okay.
through the years.
Which of course brings us to the question, Dan, that the burning question that everybody wants to know is, do you live with your animals? Do they stay in your house?
No, they don't stay in my house. I have a facility where I keep all my animals in. My wife is pretty understanding with the rest of the stuff, but when the venomous stuff came along, you know, just wasn't flexible on that one, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard line,
Yeah,
isn't
right.
it?
That whole one bite and you die thing.
Yeah. Yes, okay, but it's close by and you visit them often.
Every day, twice a
You
day.
handle them.
Yep. I don't do some snakes, Karine, that are just not meant for handling, and there are other snakes that I have to be really careful about when I'm working alone, because not all snakes have the same disposition like people.
Right.
Now Boo is known for his gentle disposition, and he's one of the few snakes that I can put around any kindergartner, anybody, and I feel totally comfortable. Some of the other snakes, like an anaconda or reticulated python, not so much.
Right.
Unless I'd be looking at a very large lawsuit. Very
Right.
large, very
And
large.
probably eternal guilt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the thing is, I've been known through the years for lots of things at my shows, seeing lots of cool animals and everything, but, you know, to have somebody get eaten at my show, yeah, that would really dampen
That'd be
the mood.
infamous. You'd
Yeah, I would be
probably
famous. Be
skyrocket.
in jail.
Right, yes.
I would be famous, yes.
Different ways to get famous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't plan on stopping?
Never. I kind of believe we're all put here for a purpose, and I think mine is sharing animals with people, with kids, and I think it goes back, Karine, to a time, I remember when I was about 10 years old, and I went with my aunt and uncle to the Adirondacks, and we were at a game farm, and there was a man with a big snake around his neck, and to this day, I remember back when I was a kid, it was huge, but it turns out it wasn't a very big snake, but I remember seeing it, and I remember thinking, how cool is that?
Yeah.
And I remember him standing there, and people were they were either terrified or they were mesmerized, and I think back to that and how cool it was to walk up to him and him standing there going, "You want to touch it? You want it? It's okay. It's all right. You're fine."
Yeah.
And I remember, wow, that's really cool. And I still remember that when I was 10 years old, and I know there's lots of people out there that still remember touching Boo when they were 10 years old.
And it's so helpful because I remember when I was a kid, my uncles would present snakes to me, and they do it in a way that was gentle and like the garter snakes and stuff. So I don't seek them out, but I don't have that like kind of fear that a lot of people seem to have regarding reptiles. So you're kind of breaking through that fear. You see a snake and you're not, you actually know that it's going to run away from you, or I've touched one of those before,
Sure,
or
absolutely.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
that's
bugs,
it.
and you have tarantulas.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen for me.
Yeah. This might be one of those moments.
No.
Breakthrough moments, no.
I don't think so.
Well, believe it or not, snakes are the third biggest fear in the United States.
Oh, I believe
Spiders
it.
are number 4.
Really?
Right
Snakes are before spiders. That's unbelievable to me.
How you're exposed to
Spiders.
things when you're young makes a huge difference. I have a lot of respect for parents who bring their kids out to my shows. Parents might not be big snake fans, but they don't want their kids to be afraid.
If I was having a party, could I just call you up and be like, hey, can you bring some snakes with you? Or
There's really no limits, Corrine. When it all started, it started in the school system. And then it kind of just sort of branched out. And people, invent their own ideas. I have done Christmas shows. I've done a show for a Christmas gift to a man's grandchildren. I've done every kind of summer camp. I did a wedding. I've done just about any kind of thing. Anywhere people gather that are interested in reptiles and interested in a unique experience, I'm there.
oh my goodness. So this is
This is Boo, one of the Boos.
one of the Boos.
One of the Boos.
How many Boos have there been?
5 altogether. This is
Okay.
number 3. Yeah. This is
So this is your
my trademark
trademark Burmese
python. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
This is an albino Burmese python.
All right.
Normally a Burmese python is like brown and green and yellow
Yes.
to help it blend in with the jungle. This is a designer snake.
A
This is
designer snake.
designer snake.
How big is Boo?
Boo is probably 6 feet,
Okay.
just a little over 2 years old.
Is Boo gonna get bigger?
Oh, much bigger.
Hey Boo. How are you? Ooh, he's kind of cold. It feels like one of my aunt's purses. Just kidding.
He has a cousin who's a person.
Oh wow. Oh, he's kind of cuddly, really. This is not.
If that helps you.
This is
if that
not so
helps you.
bad. Yeah, he's squeezing me.
He's hanging out. He
Wow.
doesn't want to fall, so he uses your body.
Wow, he's not wet at all.
Snakes aren't wet.
How do I look wearing
You
Boo?
look very good.
I
It's
do.
great against the black.
I was thinking about that when I dressed today. I was like, what do I wear when you wear a snake?
These are baby African tortoises.
Baby African tortoises.
Mhm.
How do you acquire these animals?
Most all the animals that I get usually are rescues. People have them and then keep them for pets for a while and then decide that they really don't want them. For instance, you can see how easy it would be for someone to want to buy something like this.
Yes.
It's so cute, so much fun.
So cute.
And then they grow into the 3rd largest tortoise in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
When does that happen?
About 10, 15 years down the road.
Okay.
And they live to be 60 years old, which is also a problem. You're not just buying it as a baby, it's a lifelong commitment when you buy a
Yes.
tortoise. These are all the snakes that you're looking at right here are the same kind of snake. They're all called ball pythons.
Okay.
These are all designer snakes. These are all genetically bred to look like this.
Wow.
Oh yeah. This is the craze in the reptile industry. This is Pi.
Hi, Pi. And
Got all different kinds of colors. This is known as a banana. This light brown girl is a champagne. This is a spider, and this is an albino like Boo. Now these snakes, these pythons, they don't get as large as Boo. Boo maxes out at about 16, 17 feet. These max out at about 5.
she's hanging on, man.
I'll show you what they look like. This is what they look like in the wilds of Africa. So that's how different. That's what they look like. If you were hunting snakes in Africa and you came across a ball python, it would look very similar to that.
Okay.
Because obviously you can figure out this isn't going to work in the jungle.
No, it's like
Not at all.
it's like a beacon.
That's right.
It's like, hey, come eat me.
He's not going to last. She's not going to last.
No, but this guy's gonna blend right in.
This is Elvis. Elvis the alligator. This is one of the alligators that I've rescued. I rescued Elvis last year.
Okay.
When I say rescue, that's what I mean by that term is somebody has bought the alligator illegally and kept it. I find them a couple different ways. One is I'll get a call from the Department of Environmental Conservation. The officers will call me in to get the alligator, or sometimes they'll catch the alligator themselves and bring it to me.
Right.
Works out that way. Either way. But you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that this is not a good idea to buy as a pet. And here's one rule that I always try to pass on to pet owners. Don't get a pet that eventually eats you. Spice.
Spice. The one animal that I absolutely will not touch.
But you know what? That's kind of a good thing, Karina, because this is an animal that you really probably shouldn't touch. All tarantulas have those little pretty little hairs on them, and all those hairs have little spikes on them. And if you rub her, and if she gets upset, she might throw those hairs at you.
Oh.
And those little hairs have little barbs on them.
Ow.
And they can land on your skin and irritate your skin. That's a defense mechanism.
Okay.
This is a western diamondback rattlesnake. His name is Rusty. Rusty was my first venomous snake rescue in this area. Rattlesnakes, just like every other snake, don't really want to bite anybody.
Okay.
And you've got this on the end of the tail to tell you if you're doing something wrong.
Stay away.
Yes.
So cool.
Now what's pretty cool is a lot of people think that the rattle is like a baby rattle.
Should
It's
I touch it?
Yeah, you're okay. It's like a maraca. Most people think that there's something inside, but there isn't. All it is pieces of dead skin
Yeah.
that sit on the end of the tail, and every time he sheds his skin, he adds a button.
It's more like a tambourine.
Sort of.
Except for, yeah. Wow. So, Dan the Snake Man, it's been such a pleasure talking with you today.
My pleasure too.
I'm feeling so very comfortable with my new friend, Boo. I think she's gonna kiss me. And we'll be looking for you
Okay.
in the spring
Sure.
when your circuit starts again. And anybody who wants to get in touch with Dan, I'm gonna have all of his information just underneath the screen here. And you can give him a call, invite him to your next party. He can show you all of these magnificent creatures in person and also give you so much information about them. And to be honest, although I'm still never going to hold a tarantula, I feel better about them.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's why I do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.